Hello beautiful people, welcome back to the channel and welcome to another Past Lives of Tarot video. So the other day I came up with this fancy little interview for my vintage Thoth deck, for my greenie. And it was basically just me interviewing the deck, chatting a little bit with the deck about its previous owner, about its previous life, if you will, like topics that deck would explore before coming to my hands. If you haven't watched that video, I'm going to link it down below for you, so you can go ahead and watch it after this one. And basically I just decided to do the same with my Tarot d'Epinal, so the Epinal Tarot. I'm sorry, I never know how to pronounce it exactly, it's a French deck. The idea is to get to know the vintage or used deck. It doesn't even have to be vintage. The point is that the deck is used, so someone else would read with it before me. So I would just like to ask the very same questions to this beautiful deck and get to know it a little bit better, get to know about its past a little bit better, because it's just a fun thing to do. So yeah, as I mentioned in the previous video, if you have a channel or if you have a used vintage deck at your home, I invite you to either film a video with this hashtag Past Lives of Tarot, or if you do not do videos, I still invite you to do this type of spread yourself with your vintage or used decks, because it's a lot of fun and you can learn interesting things about your decks, let me tell you that. So okay, without further ado, make yourself comfortable, grab yourself something delicious to drink, and let's get into the video. Yay! Alright, so just as in the very first video with this hashtag, I'm going to ask the very same 5 questions. So we are going to begin by clearing the deck first, because I always do that before any type of reading. I like to knock on the deck and just pass it my energy, so give me a quick second over here. So let's begin with the question number 1, which is, what was your previous owner like? So let's check this out. By the way, this deck shuffles so good, like it's tricky sometimes because the cards are a little bit like long, but anyway, rambling. What was your previous owner like? Let's see. I'm gonna do it the same way as the last time, so I'm going to go card by card. So what was your previous owner like? Oh, okay. We have the Hermit card. By the way, my reaction was because I was just shuffling it like for fun, and this card jumped out. So okay. So okay. So this is telling me that its previous owner was probably someone who really liked solitude in some way, like someone who would really, you know, enjoy their own company in a way. Maybe it was a person who would just read cards for themselves. Yeah, it doesn't really tell me that the person would be like tarot reader. I mean, it's not really telling me that the person was like reading cards for others very often. It's kind of giving me the vibe of, you know, just a person like sitting in their room somewhere and exploring the cards for themselves and diving into them and maybe studying them in a way and like reflecting a lot, meditating with them. Okay, I like that. I do. Let's see, because the last time, as I was progressing through the questions, I realized it was kind of forming the story, and then in retrospect it was reading differently. So okay, let's continue. So the question number 2 is, what purpose did they use you for? So what purpose did this person use the deck for? And here I was thinking, were they like reading for themselves, were they reading for others, were they studying? This is something I was like, outcomes I would expect. However, the deck usually has their own ideas regarding what to answer, so let's just be surprised together, shall we? What purpose would this person be using the deck for? Okay, we have the Queen of Sticks. all right. So this is basically giving me the like passion vibes in a way. Like this person probably felt okay, this is just a random thought that came to my head, but this person probably felt like super cool reading the cards. So it was probably giving them some sort of a dopamine hit, if you will. I don't know why this is what came to my mind. But the Queen of Wands is kinda that person to me, right? Like they're so cool. Like she's so cool. She has like a lot of style. And by the way, I love the hand, like the hand gesture in here. So yeah, I'm thinking it was a person who probably got the deck and wanted to explore the cards for themselves and realized like, hey, this is like really cool. Like I'm actually enjoying this. So they probably read card for pleasure, because yeah, she's also pleasure to me. There is this, you know, this passion, this primal is the word, like this primal drive somehow. Yeah, so I'm picturing this person just having fun with the card, just feeling super fancy with the cards, and just, you know, having a lot of fun with the deck. And I can actually see how that could be the case, because this deck actually does give a lot of like fun vibes to me. I mean, to be fair, I also had like a super profound and deep and emotional readings with this deck, but I just love its way of giving the messages. So yeah, okay. This is so cool. Okay, let's go with the question number 3. Let me just put this up here because the other... Okay, so what themes would the person explore the most with the deck? So here I'm thinking, I don't know, was it like love readings or something more like spiritual, or money readings, or I don't know what. Let me just, okay. What was the most frequent theme that the deck would explore? Okay, we have 3 of Swords. Okay, yeah, all right. So this is basically telling me that this person might have somehow gotten to the cards because of some, you know, like the typical heartbreak situation, the typical questions of what's happening with like this and this person, or maybe this really depends whether the person was reading the cards in a predictive way or more like self-help way. And I was talking about this in the previous video as well, because if the person was approaching this deck as a fortune-telling tool, maybe they were asking questions like, is this person, like the typical one, is this person going to get back with me? Or, you know, why did this person... No, this is not predictive one. Is this person going to get back with me? Or... is this person still thinking about me? Like, it might start like that, but I'm thinking kind of like a fancy way, not like really suffering kind of way. And maybe if the person was reading the deck in a more self-help kind of way, something like I approach the tarot, they might be asking questions such as how can I, you know, process this type of turmoil, this type of feelings, this type of sorrow, because this is the sorrow card, well, in Thoth deck, but I can't stop thinking about that. So yeah, I'm thinking maybe this was the type of thoughts that the person was coming to the deck for. So with this card and like looking at these two, I'm really thinking that the person who was using this deck before myself was probably reading cards for themselves. Like as I mentioned with the very first card, with the Hermit, I was really thinking that the person wasn't probably giving reading to others. It was probably something more personal. And this is kind of also indicating that to me, like the person was probably trying to, you know, heal somehow with this deck, trying to have fun, but heal some parts of themselves, of some mental / emotional issues. Yeah, I can see the theme here. The question number 4 is the one that's that's kinda very dramatic for me, and it is: what made you part ways with your previous owner? So, in the previous video, I was saying that I always think with these vintage decks that I always think with these vintage decks that that the person who used to read with these cards probably is no longer with us, and it doesn't really have to be the case, you know. Like, I don't know why my mind goes into these places. Like, why does my mind have to be so dramatic? I don't know. But let's see. Let's see what's the situation here. What's the case here? Why did the person decide, if they decided, to let go of the deck? What happened? What's the energy, or rather, yeah, what's the energy around it? I'm not asking what happened exactly, but what's the energy surrounding this situation? Why did the previous owner part ways with you, lovely Tarot de Pinal? Ooh, okay, we've got the Strength. Okay, now let me think a quick second here, and also change the battery of the camera because it's it's dying. Anyway, hold on. Okay, I'm back. So I'm hoping that I haven't messed the frame too much. I'm sorry if I did. But anyway, I'm here with a new battery in the camera and some thoughts about this card. So what's interesting here is that the Strength is kind of like beginning of a new cycle in Marseille, not like the new cycle as such. However, let me quickly explain. So in Marseille, you have the first 10 cards of Major Arcana that end with Wheel of Fortune, and then you are beginning like a new cycle with the Strength, right? Because in Marseille, Strength is number 11. And what's interesting here is that while in the previous video, actually, funny little thing, I was talking about the Wheel of Fortune being like the end of the cycle and the person may be like jumping into something new because they finished something. Here we actually have the beginning of something new, and I'm thinking a new passion maybe, because the Strength is also very connected with passion. Also, especially because the action, so to speak, in this card is happening from the center to the bottom. So the upper body of the Strength figure here is not really doing much, well, except her hands. However, everything is happening from the center to the bottom. So it is like this sensual kind of a thing. And I'm not saying that the person went onto something sensual. What I'm saying is that this person maybe found some new passion in life in general, and maybe they realized that they just didn't want to read tarot anymore. Because that became something from, you know, from the past. Maybe they were just kind of like ready to jump into something else. And I actually love that, because like just as in the previous reading, it's so funny how we got these cards in this position. Like, I'm just loving that so much. So yeah, this is basically telling me that the person pretty much did that, right? And regarding like the sentiment, this is just me speaking, like this is just my intuition speaking, but I don't feel like the person left the deck angrily or anything. It's basically just like they just found something new, something more exciting. This is basically what I'm picking up here. However, take this with a pinch of salt, because we are going to draw the final card, which can pretty much just turn everything upside down like it did in the previous tag that I did. So, okay, let's leave this one here. So the person found a new passion, a new project, or something in life that actually made them feel alive, something that really, you know, felt like they wanted to pursue that instead. And the tarot just or this deck, okay, it doesn't have to be tarot practice in general, but this deck basically just, you know, it stayed on the shelf somewhere because it wasn't giving them that fun maybe anymore. That might be something, we might be onto something there. Okay, so the final question for this beautiful deck, by the way, I love this deck so much, and if you haven't seen the walkthrough of this deck, I'm going to leave the video of it down below. I forgot to tell you, I have an unboxing video of this one, and I just love it. Okay, the final question is, what type of energy did they leave you with? So, what I mean by this question is, when this person decided to not use the deck anymore, what was the sentiment there? Like, what energy they left the deck with? And this is not to say that this is the energy of the deck, because as I mentioned, when I got the deck, I cleansed it, I charged it with my energy. Also, I have a video about how to do that. I'm also gonna link that down below in case you're interested when you get a new deck what to do with it. However, I did not ask the deck what its energy was before coming into my hands. So let's see what was the energy that the person left the deck with. I'm really interested whether this is gonna be whether this is gonna play with what I was picking up here, or if it's going to just turn everything upside down. So, 3 of Wands. Okay, well, no, I'm loving this. I'm actually loving this. There's just so much fire in this deck, because, well, so much fire. There's 3 of Wands, there is the Queen of Wands, and I'm also reading the Strength as a fiery card. I like to see her in the light. But what I'm seeing here is that 3 of Wands, to me anyway, is this card of future. Like, there are these hopes for the future, there are these, you know, there's this vision almost. And what I'm thinking here is that the person probably left the deck hoping that someone else would actually take it and just love it the way they did, and enjoy it the way they did, and enjoy its playful, fiery energy. And I'm really doing that very much. Like, I really am enjoying the deck. So, okay, I'm really having such lovely feelings here. So, yeah, basically, when I look at it, it's like, because I did the same thing in the previous video, like I just looked at the spread, because I think these kind of spreads are better to just like, it's good to look at them and think about them a little bit more and maybe journal about them later. So what I'm seeing here is that the person really was enjoying the deck while they were using it. It's not like there was any problem whatsoever with it. However, they probably felt like, again, like moving into something else, but they did not really want to get rid of the deck like right away, like get rid of it immediately, because this was also an option. When I was doing this spread, I was thinking, well, what if a person like got super scared of some reading and decided to just get rid of it? But I did not get that type of message, nor with my greenie, nor with this one. So I'm happy about that. I'm not gonna lie, I'm really happy about that, because now that would be really weird and off-putting. But no, this is really telling me that the person really was enjoying the deck. They just moved onto something else, but they really hoped that someone else would enjoy the deck and use the deck, and they probably hoped that the deck would bring some clarity to someone else, because also the 3 of Wands to me is this like clear vision. It's basically knowing what you want, and this deck is actually helping me a lot while I'm like working through some stuff, and it is kind of giving me better perspective on my future, or better perspective, but better understanding of what I want to do with my future, if you will. Okay, I'm getting into vulnerable waters here. I might talk about it at some point, because this deck is doing some wonders for me, and it's so crazy. I mean, tarot in general is just such a beautiful tool. It can help you so much. It can help you heal so many things. Like, that's crazy, and we are gonna talk about that on the channel definitely, because I think that people need to start seeing how tarot can be so much more than just predictions, as I always say, but you know, I just cannot say it enough, can I? Okay, I think I'm gonna leave it here. I really loved this. This one was a little bit, probably a little bit shorter, or is it not? No, I have no idea for how long I have been recording as usual, so I don't know if this was shorter, but oh yeah, I actually forgot to say, I think, I don't know how many owners this deck had, but I'm focusing here on the last owner, you know, who had the deck before me. Just saying, because I don't remember now if I said it or not. So yeah, with that being said, once again, if you have any used deck in your collection, I invite you to do this interview. It's a lot of fun. You can learn a lot about your deck, and you will also learn about its previous owner energetically a little bit. But it's fun, you know, it's fun. And if you have a channel, I would really enjoy if you made a video like that and tagged me in it, because I would just love to see what your decks like have to say about their previous lives. That's so fun. Okay, with that being said, if you like this video, please leave it a like. It would make me really happy. Also consider subscribing. And yeah, I hope you're staying kind, and I'm going to see you in the next video. Bye bye!